Whether you're struggling or life is bringing you some tough challenges, we often don't see that pathway to joy, to healing, to knowing what the answers are. So, whether you're dealing with one of these unfortunate circumstances, or you're just looking for answers, or maybe you're in the midst of dealing with some addiction, people in your family who have addiction, this is the time to get some support and direction. I've got two experts here today who are chomping at the bit to share with you their best advice for finding those answers and healing. So let's go say hi to them. Hi, Karina.
Hi, I'm Corinna Sturfel, and I'm an author, coach, and speaker. I can be found on my website, beinginawareness.com, and I currently come to you from Montrose, Colorado, which is close to the Utah border.
Great to have you, Corinna. And hi, Margaret.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Margaret Swift Thompson, and I'm a family addiction specialist. I am coming to you from the mountains of North Carolina. By proxy, got a shout out to my home of Bermuda, and my website is embracefamilyrecovery.com.
Wonderful to have both of you here to this enlightening talk and interview. This is not easy stuff to talk about, but I know you're the experts to help us with that. So I'd like to ask each of you about this. When people are searching for answers, Corinne, I want to direct this question to you. What advice do you have to help them through their frustration?
When you're searching for answers, then I suggest ask the question, but then use my acronym STOP. The S stands for stop and listen. We are so busy with just asking that we can't hear any answers that are coming. T is turn 180, and then another 45, and then another 30 is look at things from a different perspective. O is open up and be willing to receive the answer. And P is be present and notice what is going on right now for you in your body, in your emotional field. Just stop and listen.
That's powerful. Powerful to be able to look at things in a different way, to give yourself the benefit of the doubt that you actually have the answers. What I'm hearing, would you agree, Corinna?
Absolutely. Or can I rephrase that? Because doubt often puts us out of believing in us. Acknowledge that you have the answer if you're willing to listen.
Beautiful. Wow. Take that in, everyone, because if you're struggling, there's a pathway that Corinna just outlined with her STOP method. It's kind of like stop doing what you're doing and do it a different way. I love that, Corinna. Thank you. So, Margaret, I know you work in the world of addictions with the families of addicts. So tell us what advice you have for those who want to start healing the family.
So first of all, Karina, what a great acronym. Thank you for that. I'm going to pocket that for later. I would say the big thing around this family disease is recognizing it's a family disease, that it impacts everyone in the family, whether it's the person using and abusing or the people surrounding them. It's like collateral damage. And so I think the big thing is when we're loving someone with the disease, we are so focused on them, we neglect ourselves, we forget ourselves, we don't even realize the ramifications of the toll that's taken on us. I've met many people who've never even been to the physician for an annual physical for years because they're so fixated on making sure their loved one gets whatever they need to be well and don't take care of themselves. So a big one is taking care of noticing, which is uncomfortable. We don't like to notice what we're going through when we're already overwhelmed with what we're watching our loved one go through. And then the other piece is recognizing we get triggered. Many people, if I ask them what your triggers are, will immediately talk about the person who's addicted's triggers to use. and neglect to realize how laden their home, their daily experience is with triggers, which I can relate to from my own personal journey into this work.
And when you say triggered, does the family have triggers themselves? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. So sights, sounds, smells, mannerisms, behaviors that trigger us into immediate fear. This is my signal. So this is our brain. And when we get triggered, we're like this, and we're in base survival. Our executive functioning goes offline and we are just surviving. And in survival as a family member, we're hypervigilant. We're looking for explanations. We're trying to make sure nothing bad happens. We're trying to cover our bases, protect the secret, do all sorts of things to navigate. And we do that faster than we even realize we're doing it. So recognizing that happens is the first step.
Wonderful. And then you have power to do something about it, I would imagine.
Well, it's similar to Karina's acronym. If we don't look inward and get curious about ourselves and take care of us, it's the old analogy on the airplane. You know, what we always hear that I used to giggle at when I had young children, like, heck, I'm going to not put the mask on my kids first, until I got really educated on the fact that if I don't, I'll have no oxygen to be able to help my beautiful children. Our job is to put that mask on us first and then take care of the people we love.
Beautiful analogy and way to explain it as it goes to, as we're struggling with whether it's addictions or other things in our lives, to put our mask on. So you both are experts in your field. I want to learn a little bit about you and who do you work with and what do you do? Karina, want to start us off?
I work on the one hand with everybody, but the reality is that mostly it is women that seek me out. And I empower them. That is my biggest joy, in a way, to empower people to trust themselves, as I said before, and teach them, ask questions. Because in school, we have learned that asking questions is not necessarily the best way to go about things, because we might be labeled as not getting it, being stupid, being slow. But asking questions is actually, when they're based on curiosity, opening the doors to possibilities, because we can see different things, we have more choices. There is so much more possible. So, yeah.
Did we lose you?
So, looks like. So same question goes to you.
So, you know, my journey into helping people has been from little, but I got into the world of recovery through my own personal relationship with someone who I was very much in love with, who was struggling with a compulsion. That's what they identified. And as a result, I did a good fashioned geographical escape from the island of Bermuda and landed in Minnesota. When I landed at Hazelden Betty Ford Treatment Center, which I spent 23 years working at, I went in through the family door myself and was given resources to understand myself that I never had before, and an education which allowed me to feel empowered to take action, which was scary to take because I've been so other focused. That was my fix. If I could fix someone else, I'd be okay. That's not how this disease works. And so as a result of that, my passion point has stayed family. And one of the things that I have observed in the field of helping people with the disease of addiction, we pile a lot of resources at the person who's identified as the patient, the person with the illness, and we give very little to the people around them, from children to siblings to parents to partners, who are equally hurting and suffering and deserve way more resources, which is why I launched Embrace Family Recovery, to come alongside and co-create with families a way forward that is less stressful and allows them to find joy in their life again.
Great. That's so valuable.
As is empowering people to ask questions and be curious. I think it's true in both our worlds, Karina. Obviously, we're just meeting, but you know, it takes courage to be curious, to examine who we are and where we came from and what's going on, what's not working.
And it's curiosity is not something that is necessarily fostered. And so to really take that step into the curiosity.
You're back.
And we're back.
Hello, good to see you
Yes,
again.
and thank you. And I did hear actually everything. So thank you for sharing both your stories, right? Both of you got the chance to share your story. Did you get a chance, Curtis?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, guess what? I love that the passion you both bring to this, the work you do, to the women and families you serve and the men you serve. And we have extraordinary women here at Women Speakers Association, just like the both of you. We love bringing you all together. And I'm just curious, from your standpoint, what is the value of Women Speakers Association to you, Corinna?
I joined Women's Speaker Association way back in the early days of it because I dreamed of being a speaker and had to realize as a result of being a member that I'm not a speaker. And so I left. And then I came back now with being ready to be a speaker and actually doing speeches. And one of the things that I got out of it was I was a contributing author to the very first book that Women's Speaker Association produced, and I am, as a result, a best-selling author.
And that's a beautiful thing when you can be a part of a book, whether you consider yourself a speaker or not, you are someone who is trying to make an impact in the world and you have a message.
Yeah.
So here at Women Speakers Association, the name really applies to women who have a message, who want to make an impact in the world. And that's who we are. We are speaking out on on the change we want to see in the world,
Yeah.
the healing we want to contribute to the world, the difference we want to make to the world. So I'm so glad you brought that up, because you don't have to think of yourself as a professional speaker per se to be a part of this community, to become, like you, Corinna, a best-selling author as well, to be a part of a community of people, just be in community with women who want to, who are striving, who are doing their work and are making a huge impact. So great point. And Margaret, tell us about the value you're receiving from Women Speakers Association.
What I think I neglected to realize was my connection to women. Bermuda High School for girls from 5 until high school graduation, then Endicott for 2 years with women, and then went out into the world and didn't leave women behind, but I was so intrigued and excited to be a part of empowering other women, connecting with women around the world. And Women Speakers Association has afforded me that connection and opportunity, and I'm very grateful for that. I love sharing stories. I love seeing people make a difference in the world through their actions and their choices, and that's what I've witnessed so far in the organization.
Yes. So if you have a message out that you want to share, if you want to connect and collaborate with women across the world, then I invite you to check us out at joinwsa.com. And if you want to put your toe in the water, you can always download our completely free Speaker Success Plan, and you can get that at speakersuccessplan.com. And what's cool about that is you get on our mailing list, and people say, oh no, not another email list, but you can find out all the ways that you can connect with women around the world through our weekly newsletter. So we invite you to participate with us on various levels. We have everything from networking meetings to masterminds to helping you get speaking opportunities. So plus, we'll feature you here on Women Speakers Association's WSA TV. I am Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer. We will be back with you in another week. And in the meantime, go ahead and go to WSA TV, or and that is WSATV.com, or join WSA.com and check us out. Thanks, Corinna. Thanks, Margaret. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you.